Hey guys, Heavy on 45 here. Now I don't know how many of y'all checked out my past video, but hey, I don't even worry about it usually. If you check it out, it's cool. If you don't, it's cool too. But I did want to talk about something else. Um, it's something near and dear to me in some cases. In some cases, not very near and dear to me, and that is the Xbox. Now, I still have the Xbox One and I would like to get Xbox Series S, but I'm kind of saving my money for right now. Not saying that I don't want it, I do want it very much, but you know, people got bills. But I did want to talk about a accessory to Xbox that they let go of in the present day console, and that's the Kinect. Now, I don't feel like anything was wrong with Connect. The Connect was something that was beautiful. And I have to also clarify that I'm not talking about the original Connect that was on the Xbox 360. It was It wasn't it was during the time like everybody during the time when the first Connect came out was trying to get with the whole moving your body stuff, Xbox not Xbox, Nintendo had the Wii where people playing Dance Revolution, Dance Dance and Dance Central on their Wii. I had my mom had the whole Michael Jackson game. I don't think it was Dance Central Michael Jackson. Um, or was it just my? I don't care. Um, but yeah, you had people doing that. You had the PlayStation Motion or something like that. PlayStation Move. Um, and Xbox had the Connect. Well, the first Connect wasn't the greatest. It didn't read everything. But the second one that came with the Xbox One was beautiful. If you look, some people still use it today for other things. It was just, and I think the problem with the Connect wasn't that it sucked. It didn't. But it was that it was something that people had to try and pay for to put it into the system. Like, I have a game that basically all I have to do is just make sure that it can have four buttons that you will have four buttons, two triggers, or possibly three triggers, a thumbstick, and possibly a or at least two thumbsticks, possibly, and a D-pad, and it could basically be played on just about any game. Now the Kinect, if you wanted to add the Connect to it, that would have made it to be more work. You had to put more detail into it. And why would I put more detail into something that I'm basically make it as a they basically was trying to make a gimmick device. And the connector was not really a gimmick device. It people I won't say didn't put enough work in trying to make it something more than what it was, which was what they did. They made it a gimmick device. Like the second Connect literally could read your heartbeat. It could literally figure out who you were in the room. It could see like even joint movements and stuff like that. It was a lot more. They put a lot more time in the second Connect than they did the first one, and I I still use mine today. It has good to me. It has a fairly good voice command system, and I say fairly good because there are some times where my sound system's on and it's right next to mics. I mean, not a mic, but a speaker, and it doesn't hear things. But it has a good system where it can hear things. I might have to shut things up sometimes, but it's I like it. Like I said, it was they treated it like it was a gimmick item, but the Xbox Connect was not a gimmick item. It actually, I think, could it be considered ahead of its time. It's not like the Virtual Boy. The Virtual Boy was something that never would have made it, even if you gave it 100 chances. It was not. It was not the VR experience we were looking for. It was very like I tried to play it one time. It was not when I see VR. I mean, like I thought that I was gonna be immersive in, and I basically felt like it was an early version of the Oculus and stuff, where you're not really interacting with, but it's basically I have a camera on my head showing me what is on the screen, but everything on here is nothing but basically red lines. So all I saw was red lines all around me, but there was no physical thing that made me feel like I was virtually in where I was at. It was just a joke. The Kinect, like I said, was not the second Kinect was not a joke. It actually, and like I said, people still use it. You can find videos on YouTube of people finding other ways of using Kinect that are basically making revolutionary. It is actually something that I would, if I really knew how to use computers like that, I probably would try and find some way of using the Kinect that will make it a little bit more effective. But like I said, why would some, the reason that I think it was canceled and maybe Xbox has came out with was because no one, everybody treated it like it was a gimmick item. It was not something that was not seriously put time into, but never thought of as something that creators needed to put time into. Because why would I add extra work on my people when I can just do the bare minimum and make it to where everyone can, basically I can make this game available for all these other systems and not like try and uh try and put more work on my people to make this thing something that's functional. Because, like, if you remember the 2K games, they actually had at one point where you could call out different commands to get your team to change when you were playing NBA 2K and stuff like that. But, and sometimes, and I remember my cousin knew this on her original Xbox. And sometimes it did it correctly, sometimes it didn't. But it was something that, like, it was something that helped in the game a lot of times. Um, and I feel like if somebody would have did, if we would have had an actual game focused on it, because, and that's, I think that was the real big thing about it. No one knew what to do with the Xbox Kinect. Like I said, it was a thing that I think was somewhat before its time. I think, like I said, people are using it for everything else. So it is, it's useful, but it's the problem of trying to get people to use it. It's like you have a kid that people saying that you always leaving it by itself. Well, not it, leaving your child by himself, and you're trying to get other kids to play with them, and you gotta like basically bribe the other kids to play with them. Like you have to bribe all these other companies to put stuff in so that they can go ahead and get the Kinect to be able to work with their game. And a lot of them just said, hell no. And I like the Kinect, like I said. It is, was, and always will be, I think, something useful. Um, if you disagree with what I say about it, I just wanted to get my 2 cents on the Kinect. I know that it's been there for years now, and everybody's happy over it because it cut off $100 off your bill whenever you try and get Xbox. They're like, hey, if you didn't want the Kinect, it's just $100 less. And I know I could have said this back when I first started the channel 2 years ago, but I figured I'd talk about it now. I didn't know how to approach this, and I figured if I go ahead and talk about it now, time has passed. We got a new system. It is what it is, and like I said, it is what it is. And I hope y'all enjoy this, and I'll catch you later.